Hello, welcome to my channel, Bitcoin AV Guy. My name is Chase Benzenberg, and the purpose of this video is to dive into the topic of what is Bitcoin, as well as my secondary passion, which is what is a smart home. So a bit of my background is I've known about Bitcoin for over 8 years. I didn't really get into it until around 2020. And I've been studying it like every day since then for the past 5-6 years. So I've been kind of obsessed, and I have a lot of knowledge to share about it. It's been a very positive thing in my life. In addition to that, my full-time job is I have my own business installing smart homes for high-end, large-scale homes where people have a touch panel or keypads or an app that can control all of the lights, the motorized shades, security cameras, TVs, music in every room, home theater, what else, Wi-Fi, and basically all the technology in a home that is not including the electric and that is not security systems. I interface with security systems, but that's one thing that I don't offer. So I've been in this industry for over 20 years. I went to school for music recording, and I've been self-employed for the past 6 years, and just I work all word of mouth. So my customers are usually happy to find someone like me because I think they're a little bit apprehensive to go to a larger company that with their, just that prices, I guess, are a consideration. But a lot of people just want to hear what I have to say about what they have in their house, what I suggest. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So I'll start with Bitcoin. So I'll explain it to you as if you're a complete beginner, like I was explaining Bitcoin to my mother. So Bitcoin is, people have heard about it a lot, but not everybody knows really what it is and why it gets attention, positive and a lot of negative attention as well. So just to put it simply, Bitcoin is it's online money, digital money. In reality, it's just a ledger. So if you were to take like an Excel spreadsheet and say there's 21 million of these imaginary coins, let's just, for simple numbers, let's say there's 100 of them. So there's 100 Bitcoin, and we document this on an Excel spreadsheet. Now Chase, I get 5 coins because I did something called mining. You don't have to know what that is. Or let's just say I paid money for them. I paid for 5 coins. Now I have 5 coins, and my brother, he has 5 coins. I work for him, so he pays me 1 coin. When he pays me that coin, all of that's happening physically is that the ledger is updating. So now on that ledger, that public ledger that is shared across the whole world, is going to show that Brant has, my brother has 4 coins and I have 6 coins now. So there's nothing physically transferred. That's where the whole digital aspect can be confusing. So what you have, the way that this is done is where it gets complex. You have what's a public key and a private key. A public key is where just through the miracle of all this technology and encryption, we're sending that 1 coin through. It's just updating the ledger so that everybody's ledger now updates at the same time, and it's set that, okay, who has what coins, and that's how it's set there. So that's kind of maybe not a great explanation, but that gets the conversation started. Why it's so secure, why it's so popular, why it's gone up so much in value is more deeper conversations. But if you understand that there's nothing physically held for anybody, it's just a public ledger. Now that ledger is where the blockchain comes in. So there's a block that is created. A block is just full of data. Let's just say the information that's on that spreadsheet, that public ledger. That data is there, and when these transactions happen, they are stamped into a block, which is put onto the blockchain about every 10 minutes. And now that block from 10 years ago, everything is set in stone now, because this distributed ledger is distributed amongst thousands and thousands of computers running nodes, which is another discussion that we'll have. But all you need to know about it is that it's extremely secure, hasn't been hacked since its creation about 17 years ago. And the reason why it has value now is because it stores information which we are storing, the Bitcoin on it, which there's 21 million. And a new Bitcoin is created through mining, which simply put is computers are solving these complex math equations, which then they're programmed into the code of Bitcoin, which releases a coin to whatever computer is the fastest and solves the block and is created. So it starts to get very technical. But all you need to know is that it's technology that's very easy. Anybody in the world, if you have internet and you have any kind of cheap smartphone device, you can download a wallet. You can start interacting. You can get paid in Bitcoin, which is why it's freedom technology is another way. In the United States and other first world countries, we are privileged. We have financial, privilege basically, where we can put money in a bank and be sure that it's there. In other parts of the world, people don't have access to bank accounts or anything. They would have to bury any money that they own or anything. So Bitcoin is this amazing technology that allows you to have a bank in your just on a device. Another important thing to understand about Bitcoin is the concept of your 12 keywords, which is those keywords are created when you create your wallet, and you have to write those down because that is your money. So what's so miraculous about this technology is that you can have $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, memorize your 12 keywords, and now you've essentially memorized $1 billion in your head. Because you can walk across borders, you can do anything, and as long as you remember those 12 keywords, or tattoo them on your body, or whatever you got to do, stamp them in metal, write them on paper, just make sure nobody else gets them. With those 12 keywords, you now have access to your money. So that's why it's also a freedom technology for people to leave and not have their money confiscated when you have physical money on you. So that's just really scratching the surface on Bitcoin. There's a lot more into it, but it hasn't been hacked. It's the reason why it's going up in value is because more people are adopting it. I bought some when it was around $18,000, super expensive because people were buying it when it was $100 and lower than that. But I'm happy with my purchases around $18,000 because I've watched it go up. I also bought a good amount, around $40,000, and watched it within 2 weeks go down to under 20,000. So I had to have a gut check, but I stuck with it all this time. And now, the highest it's been is 126,000, and right now it's under 90,000. But it comes and it goes, and it's just fine. You have to think long term. All the people much smarter than myself that I study and listen to and go to conferences are investing billions and billions of dollars in it. And they have studied this thoroughly, have teams of experts studying this stuff. So my way of thinking is that if they are secure enough to put that in, then a good way to think of it for the average person is for an investment, can you put 1% of your portfolio into it? 5% is better. I'm probably, have half my money or more in it. And I'm happy because that's my best performing asset. Not that I have that many assets. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, but I'm working hard, and Bitcoin gives me hope, which is another beautiful thing about it. So to share my exuberance, my passion for it is good, and just to educate people from a complete beginner, I think is important, because young people especially, I think, are turned off of it, like, oh, that's something for rich people, how can I afford one? Very important to understand too is that you don't need to get a whole one. You can get $5 worth of Bitcoin. Each Bitcoin is composed of 100 million Satoshis is what the individual unit of account is. So $1 is currently worth about 1,100 Satoshis. So at a certain point, though, as is expected to go to $1 million, $10 million a coin over 10, 20 years, whatever, those individual Satoshis are going to be very valuable. And at some point, all the news is it just keeps getting more and more adoption. So understanding and adopting Bitcoin technology, I think, is very important for anybody at any age. And if nothing else, to just give you hope for a future. My Instagram that I created is called Bitcoin Brings World Peace. And I did that basically not for attention, but just to spread that message, because that's the most important aspect of it. To put it simply, when governments can't print money endlessly to fund wars that we don't get to vote on, then we can actually have a chance at world peace, because there's not unending conflicts. So that's my other belief about Bitcoin and where it could go. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. to talk a little bit more about smart homes and AV systems. I get a lot of customers that buy big houses, large, small. Some people build houses from scratch. Some people acquire a house that will have wires and some technology, aging technology. And I'm often brought in to, try to make, hang TVs on the wall, make it look nice, no wires showing. I always have to set up better Wi-Fi. So I'll be going into more depth about the best way to do some of this stuff. If you didn't want to hire an AV company, a lot of people will look for a handyman, look for anybody. They'll look for their electrician to do some of this stuff. Electricians are excellent at pulling wires, making some suggestions. They can probably, a carpenter can mount the TV for you, put electric there. And the technology is getting so much easier now that you can just pop in like an Apple TV or just have nothing, just the smart TV, stream all the apps and do it that way, which can be done off of wireless if you have your, good Wi-Fi. So for many years, people have been saying, isn't everything wireless now? Which is a concept of like, okay, let's say you have a camera that's wireless. You still need electricity there. So I do, Ring cameras, and I do centralized camera systems with NVRs from like IC Real-Time and Luma. I'll go into depth on those another time, but basically things can work off of wireless technology like Sonos speakers and wireless cameras, but they still need electricity to run, which requires a wire at that location. So that's one thing to understand. I'm old school. I've been doing this since I was about 15 years old with my dad, running wires because he did a telephone installation company. And so I believe in getting a wire everywhere that you can, because I don't like getting calls about not having enough signal, something dropping, and it's just that nothing beats wires. So if you're building a house from scratch today, you want to have sufficient wires. At least Cat 6 wire is the most important. So run Cat 6 wire to all of your TV locations. Have some data jacks in the rooms where you could put wireless access points. If you really want excellent performing Wi-Fi, you want to put stuff on the ceiling. They're designed to be that way. So even Eero is something good that's like, consumer grade. They work off of a mesh system as well. A mesh basically means that you would hardwire one Eero device to your main router, and then all the other devices can be within, range, and you just plug them into electric, and they grab that mesh network and create a thing. Eero's really good at this, and it's fine. But if you start building a very large house and putting in too many things without hardwires, you can't expect to have the best performance. I've seen a lot of issues with Wi-Fi calling. I could do an entire video just discussing that and solutions, which I probably will. Sonos speakers, they're great when they work, but then sometimes they have issues and you're left having to diagnose the network thoroughly. So in general, if you just get a new house, you want to make sure you get internet there. Sometimes, depending on the size of the house, the built-in wireless router that comes with the internet service provider, around us, and I'm in Westchester, New York, we have Optimum, we have Verizon, Frontiers up in Connecticut. These are the choices. They're like monopolies. Everybody probably knows, if they've dealt with them, that they are a real pain in the butt to get a call and get any kind of service, but it's a necessary evil. That's just what it is. Starlink is a new one where you can get internet through satellite. I do not have direct experience with that, setting that up yet, but I know people are doing that on their boats and everything to have internet. So there's a lot of stuff. Just if you're building a new house, you want to run wires. If you bought a house with wires on it, you need an electrician possibly, or someone like me, a low voltage guy that can tone out and test all the wires to see if they can be utilized to install good Wi-Fi. Next is cameras. If you want to put cameras on around the house, they can work off of solar. The Ring makes that, but they don't look good. They'll have batteries. You'd have to change the battery in it. If you're just doing electric to it, like replacing a spotlight, that's good and fine, but you have to make sure the Wi-Fi signal is sufficient to go there. Otherwise, it'll have drop-offs. So TVs, cameras, Wi-Fi, and then speakers, audio. Sonos I've liked them over the years, but they have some issues with communicating. They had a big blunder with the release of their headphones and messing up the app and everything. So still very good, very convenient, but use caution with large houses and putting in that kind of system. I also do Crestron whole home automation systems and Lutron lighting control systems for motorized shades and Lutron, lighting systems. They're really good, luxurious, and necessary for very large houses, so you don't have to go around hitting light switches everywhere. So I think I'll cap it off at that, and as these videos progress, I'll be doing more topics specific to particular things about Bitcoin as well as smart homes. So if you're just here for Bitcoin, then bear with me about the AV stuff. And if you're interested in AV stuff, you can always contact me with a comment below, and I could provide you more direct info. And yeah, thanks for being here. Subscribe if you want to hear more of this. And hopefully this is the beginning of this journey for me, and I'm just going to try to keep getting better and providing more value to just share my passion about these two topics. So thanks for checking in. Take care.